everyone, welcome to another Finally Friday video. I'm going to start out this week by doing some embossing, and I'm going to be using excuse me, I'm going to be using this stamp from American Crafts. This is their, let's see, Just a Note stamp set, or stamp. I'm going to use some Versamark ink just to get it going. This is on some textured cardstock, also from American Crafts. So I'm going to try to really squish that down so I can have a really good impression on the texture. Get the embossing powder on there. Okay. Next I'm going to use a oval cutter. You could also do this with a circle, but since I have an oval template, I'm going to use that. Okay. It's a little bit off center, but that's okay. Another thing I'm going to do with embossing today is I'm going to emboss some edges of paper. I'm just going to use this as a drop sheet because I'm going to be using some, let's see, ultra thick embossing enamel. Basically, it's just like clear embossing powder, but it's super, super thick. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour it out like that. It kind of comes out in big beads and it can go everywhere, so be really careful. Even more than embossing powder, which sort of sticks to paper sometimes, this will just like beads everywhere. So be really careful. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Versamark, and I already have some pieces of cardstock that are cut down to about 3.5 inches wide. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to like press it into the ink pad, and it might mess the ink pad up a little bit, but that's okay. We're just trying to get a good inked edge on there. You can even kind of brush it on a little bit if you want. Get a little bit higher up. And then I'm just gonna place it in that stack there, in the pile of embossing enamel. And then very carefully, normally you'd move far away from that, I'm just gonna melt this. And it'll give it kind of a really wet edge look. This would be really pretty for some holiday cards. So remember this tip for holidays. I'm going to go ahead and do that on some other colors of cardstock, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my colors of cardstock that have the edges all embossed, and then I'm going to be cutting out an oval in the top layer, but first I'm going to glue down these layers. I wanted to do this specific technique on blue colors of cardstock because I thought it sort of looked a little bit like water, kind of like waves. And when I first thought of this little edging detail, I thought that would look really awesome with layers of cardstock, you know, cut down to different lengths. I thought it'd be really cool looking. This layer's next. This would be kind of a thick card. It's going to have 4 layers of cardstock. If you wanted to, since technically these bottom layers aren't going to be shown as much, you could cut these down so it's just the bottom is a little heavy. But I'm just, for the sake of time and just to get it all on there, I'm just going for it. Okay, this top layer is actually going to go on like that, but I'm going to cut out an oval that's slightly larger than this one so that I can have that popped off in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this off to the side. And I have that same oval template that I cut this one out with. And now I'm going to use it to cut out a larger one. Okay. Before I adhere this down, I'm going to just tie some string around it. Okay, and then using some foam adhesive, I will put this on the card. Forgot to mention this card is 3.5 inches wide and 5.5 inches tall, so it will still fit inside a standard size envelope, which is very important when you want to be, you want to mail this card. Okay. And then we'll take this piece and put that on foam adhesive as well. Okay, I think the last thing I'm going to do, and I probably should have done this before I adhered this top layer down, but didn't think about it till just now. I'm just going to draw some faux stitching around this oval. Actually, I'm going to do one more step. I'm just going to round these corners. Alright, there we go. And there's this week's card. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching.